Danielle looks just like Rachel. Who puts the light switch on the outside of a closet? The black cat manages to lock the door without touching the lock.
Let me out! Let me out!
Danielle is trapped inside the closet for a full night, even though she's making a lot of noise, and Paige regularly checks the halls every night. This is clearly a 3-story building, but Nancy can only explore the first 2 floors. There's a secret passageway going from here to here. Is there an invisible staircase in the library? Danielle's note falls away from the desk, but later on in the game, Nancy finds it under the desk.
Hey, you're the new person. Becca something. Becca Sawyer.
Nancy's fake identity comes from the book Tom Sawyer, and her roommate is an English student who specializes in 1800s American literature. They paired her with the one person who is most likely to see through her fake name. Why is it important to have a fake name in this game when Nancy uses her real name in every other game?
That one little bag is all you brought?
Nancy doesn't bring any luggage with her, even though it's a huge red flag that she doesn't plan on staying here.
I'm Corrine, the person who stuck rooming with you. I mean, you're the person who stuck rooming with me. Anyway, welcome to our humble dwelling space.
Corrine.
I've got 4 days to finish a 30-page research paper that has
30 pages? That is an unrealistically long essay for high school.
Whoever's named valedictorian gets a full-ride scholarship to the university of her choice, so it's a pretty big deal.
Waverly gives away a free college tuition every year? How have they not run out of money by now? Bess and George took this photo on Dread Isle, even though the last game indicated they left there immediately.
Whoa, watch it! Oh, your hair's on fire. No wonder you're in a hurry. My hair's on fire? Just kidding. Red hair looks really good on some people.
Izzy is a jerk. Nancy's a redhead, but she was blonde in the last game. Continuity! Why isn't Megan's name on the door of Mel's room? She hasn't moved out permanently. Mel's door says she's dying under a pile of laundry when there is no laundry in her room. When I was in high school, Mel Corbliss was not my girlfriend.
If you have questions for Megan, I think you should call her yourself. 845-555-1849.
Mel gives her roommate's phone number to a total stranger. Mel has her roommate's cell phone number memorized. Nancy investigates Mel's old roommate, but not Kareem's old roommate. Everyone makes a fuss about Megan's parents suing the school, but no one worries that Danielle's parents might sue.
You may not come in. Just leave.
Paige is a jerk. You can't break into Paige's room, not even when she's somewhere else. Why doesn't Rachel have a roommate? The school runs a text network which allows any student to anonymously send mean gossip to every girl in school. Why do they even have this text network? Why aren't there any teachers monitoring the network? Nancy receives group texts, but she can't send group texts.
So, since you're a transfer and you won't really have anything to do until classes start, I was hoping you could help me.
Nancy does everyone else's chores cliché.
I blew a recent AP Chem test. See, Rachel flunked a test a couple weeks ago. Like last month, she flunked a test that...
No one can agree on when the test was. Why is Rachel so far behind on all her work? She is 2 people. If anything, she should be ahead on her work. Why does Rachel need Nancy's help? Why can't she have her twin take the pictures while she stays in the room and works on other projects? No cell phones in the rec room. This school is awful. What a random place to hide the key to the awards cabinet. You can see the key when the lights are off, but Nancy won't take it unless the lights are on.
I'm working on 2 papers, actually, but they're both under control, so I'm taking a break.
A break which lasts for several days.
She's got this bizarre schizoid thing going. She'll say something one day, then deny it the next, or she'll do something, then claim she didn't.
The twins openly argue with people about what they did and what they like. Why are they so bad at pretending to be one person? The code to the lock is written on the lock itself. The library has no librarian. No one but Izzy uses the library, even though all the girls are studying, and Kareem is writing a paper that requires her to use 6 published sources. The catalog tells you who checked out what book, but only for the 2 books you need to solve the mystery. The library groups several volumes of encyclopedias under a single entry, and they only carry half of some encyclopedia sets. The catalog uses both lost and missing as locations. Why isn't the catalog consistent? Izzy and Corrine both blackmail Nancy into doing their homework. First off, Izzy and Corrine are jerks. Second off, that's plagiarism. Third, why do they trust the new girl to know how to do the work when she's taken 0 classes? Fourth, how are these girls valedictorian candidates when they can't be bothered to do their own work? This puzzle. The DNA puzzle and the plaque puzzle are the only 2 parts of the game where something appears on the top bar. They easily could have moved the instructions elsewhere and given us a larger screen. There already is a picture of Izzy on the website. Why does Rachel need one? The school gives you a credit if you get a high score on a matching game. What a pointless thing to reward. The rec room is always empty, but as soon as Nancy opens the snack shop, it is flooded with invisible people. If a teacher shows up, none of the students get to eat. That's not fair. The schedule for the snack shop is whenever Nancy feels like it. I can only imagine some students wait around for hours before Nancy shows up to feed them. Nancy thinks I messed up this cheese sandwich when it's amazing. Why does the key to the basement appear after you do snack shop? Did one of the students throw it at Nancy or what? Leela is allowed to play with the soccer ball indoors, around a lot of easily breakable things.
Oh yeah,
Leela compliments herself in the most annoying way possible. Leela forces you to play a game with her so she'll get the picture, then she forces you to play a game with her so she'll give it to you. That's 2 games for 1 picture. Leela keeps the picture in her room, but she has the Victorian dining menu on her person. This book of states does not help with the states map puzzle.
Hey, how come I couldn't find anything about you online, like on your page?
Corrine is a stalker.
You can get it from me. How bad do you want it?
Kinda bad.
Nancy practically begs Corrine to blackmail her.
And leave the key in the lock. I'll grab it later.
What an irresponsible librarian.
It's not locked.
How about that? This door's not locked.
Nancy is an idiot.
Hi.
Kim's hands are visible, but you can still hear her typing. Why did the twins switch places in the middle of the day? Why bother having zoom and pan features when they're only needed for this one photo? There are 5 directors in the photograph, but only 4 directors on the plaque. I guess Jebediah is a fake. This puzzle. Nancy follows a scavenger hunt to fabulous treasure cliché. This scavenger hunt contains a number of public puzzles which no one bothered to solve in the past 140 years. All of these puzzles are in perfect working condition after 140 years. Rita Hallowell built all of these puzzles with 1870s technology. Rita's large diary only has 3 pages.
She's a valedictorian?
Yep.
No, she's a valedictorian candidate. Don't lie to your boyfriend, Nancy.
Also like listening in on everybody's conversations while I fill their orders.
Why? Nancy only hears conversations between random strangers. She never hears any of the suspects talk. Why did Rachel make up this complicated list of clues? That is way more work than just writing down who goes where.
I didn't get a chance to write it down, but I do remember that none of the digits in it repeated.
That is the first thing Mel looks for when she looks at a set of numbers?
All the headmistress has to do is check the dates and I'm in the clear.
Why didn't the teacher notice the obvious discrepancy with the dates? Why did Jacob frame Mel for plagiarism?
It hasn't been seen in eons.
Rachel orders Nancy to find a picture that's been lost for over 100 years, and she refuses to take no for an answer. Nancy gets credit for enhancing the school website, even though she didn't have a choice. This puzzle. Corrine snoring. Corrine always sleeps through Nancy's alarm clock, and Nancy always sleeps through Corine's alarm clock. This puzzle. Nancy weighs a lot more than a squirrel. These branches should break underneath her. Nancy doesn't notice the group of chanting girls while she's climbing the tree. Nancy is unobservant. Why did Izzy schedule a Blackwood Society meeting during the break when almost everyone's away from school? I feel bad for the students who were forced to stay behind because of Izzy's poor planning. The words on the page changed positions when Nancy picks up this card. I can't see Paige because of the flashlight. Let me adjust the brightness settings and... George? They don't want students sneaking around at night, but they keep all rooms lit at night.
Literally just stand around for about 20 minutes and chant.
The chant is 10 seconds long. If you chant it for 20 minutes, that means you say it over 100 times. This map contains 11 states that did not exist when Rita Hallowell died in 1872. Why do all of the states fall except Washington? Nancy's phone has a blue background in these scenes, even if you change the background to a different color. Why did Danielle steal Oklahoma and hide it here? Why did Kareem leave this note for Nancy? Why does she think Nancy is a threat? So far, Nancy has done nothing besides other people's homework.
Just don't go all Danielle on me, okay? Stay away from closets.
Kareem casually jokes about her roommate suffering psychological trauma. Who sent this message about the book in Izzy's room? Why does the message specifically mention Izzy when the book is among Leela's things? Who took this book and never returned it? And why did they lie to Nancy when she asked about it? This index spoils the mystery solution. Seriously, it's a cool plot twist that the animal did it, and now I'll never be able to enjoy that story. This is Jacob? All the fuss was over this loser? Izzy keeps a hideous picture of herself on Leela's half of the room. How does Paige know Nancy returned the book? Paige wasn't in the library when Nancy put it back. After you return the missing Poe book, the catalog still lists it as missing.
What was that?
Everything's all right. Just go back to sleep. Anyone who leaves her room gets 5 demerits.
We don't follow up on this subplot. Why does Rachel steal leftovers to feed Kim? Why not order extra food from the snack shack? In order for Rachel to be visible from the doorway, she must have taken an unnecessary detour down the empty hallway on her way back from the snack shop. Good thing Rachel was assigned the room with the hidden passageway and no roommate, otherwise hiding Kim would have been impossible.
This floor is special because only seniors who are viable candidates for valedictorian live up here.
This floor is only for seniors. Where did Kim hide for the other 3 years of high school? Kim has a violin on her bed. Why? She can't play it because that would give away her location.
So we applied for scholarships all over the place, but this was the only one we got.
The twins were able to get a scholarship at this extremely exclusive boarding school, but nowhere else. How exactly is Kim supposed to go to college without a high school diploma?
Nobody cares if one of us isn't around, but if the new girl suddenly disappears...
It's the middle of the night. No one is missing Nancy. Kim pats her tummy to indicate she's hungry. That is something toddlers do, not high schoolers. The identical twins are different heights.
Send it? We didn't send it. If you got another note, it must be from the real Black Cat.
How did Corrine deliver the second note to Nancy? Corrine was in the room when it was delivered. How do you know the note is for you, Nancy? There's no name on it. It could just as easily be for Corrine. Why didn't Rachel send herself a Black Cat note? Is she trying to look suspicious? Nancy says only Kim tucks her hair behind her ear during a scene where Rachel has her hair tucked behind her ear. Nancy goes in and out of the snow without tracking any inside. Corine's list of steps for reformatting contains 0 steps. Nancy refuses to tell Izzy that Corrine sabotaged her paper. How did Corrine solve this puzzle without knowing the Blackwood Society chant? Because there is no way Izzy picked her as a member. For that matter, why did Izzy pick Mel to be a member? Izzy hates Mel. Corrine leaves behind these blueprints, allowing Nancy to follow her. Culprit foils their own plot. Nancy finds a hidden passageway cliché. Corrine knows exactly how this trap works before she activates it. Nancy could easily dodge this pendulum by taking 1 step to the left. This puzzle.
By searching the entire building. And she couldn't do that unless most, if not all of its occupants spent midterm break elsewhere, leaving their rooms unoccupied.
Corrine specifically wanted to search rooms when no one else was around, so why didn't she investigate the cellar first? Corrine attacked Danielle in order to search her room. That doesn't make sense considering that it's Corine's room too. Why didn't she just search the room when Danielle was out? How did Corrine learn the truth about the twins? We have a picture of Corrine blackmailing the twins, even though the twins are clear they have no idea who's blackmailing them.
Kareem got the blame and was promptly expelled.
Expulsion is a tame punishment for several counts of attempted murder. No one cares that Rachel and Kim only got half a high school education.
We were afraid that unless we somehow went off to boarding school, we'd wind up in foster homes.
They contended that the audacious fraud Rachel and Kim had perpetrated stemmed from their determination to get a good education.
No, it stemmed from their desire to avoid a foster home. Who gets the publishing rights to the new Edgar Allan Poe book? Some people asked, where are all the other students and teachers in this game? There are other halls in Waverly Academy. It's mentioned in the student guide. They put Nancy in the valedictorian candidate hall specifically so she could solve the mystery, but she does so much homework in this game, she should be valedictorian.